Set in the early 19th century France, it is the story of Jean Valjean, a French peasant and his quest for redemption after serving 19 years in jail for having stolen a loaf of bread for his starving sister's child. Valjean decides to break his parole and start his life anew after kindly bishop inspires him by a tremendous act of mercy, but he's relentlessly tracked down by a police officer inspector named Javert. Along the way, Valjean and a slew of characters are swept into a revolutionary period of France, where a group of young idealists make their last stand at a street barricade. This, of course, is from the novel to the musical Les Miserables, and it is an iconic story happening at the Albuquerque Little Theater. Joining us now is one of the leads of the play, Paul Bauer, who plays Javert, the evil Javert, along with Jessica Quinlan, choreographer and marketing director of Albuquerque Little Theater. Guys, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about why ALT decided that you wanted to bring this production to New Mexico audiences.
It is one of the most successful Broadway musicals of all time, and it is one of the most beautiful, I think. And so we just wanted to bring this sort of iconic musical that had this really successful movie and really successful Broadway run to Albuquerque audiences, and also give Albuquerque actors the opportunity to play these beautiful, iconic roles.
Yeah, and so speaking of, so Paul, you're taking on the role of Javert. Folks that know the movie, they know Russell Crowe played this role. Do you feel an intense amount of pressure going into this, or did you just kind of abandon the history and say, you know what, this is my Javert, this is my interpretation of it?
Right. I'm approaching it more as my interpretation. It is an intense role. It's fun to play, but you know, he's one of the great villains in all of musical theater repertoire. And so, you know, approaching it from that, I mean, he's intense, he's got a single focus, and that is to hunt down and bring to justice Valjean. You know, his idea of justice isn't really all that just, especially in this time in France, you know, early 19th century, where you could go to the guillotine for looking at someone the wrong way.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, you know, I'm just approaching it as, again, he's mean. He has no room in his heart for mercy or compassion.
Yeah.
And the other characters in the story need a lot of both.
Sure. Yeah,
and that's what makes him so villainous, you know, is he can't get out of that idea that, you know, Valjean has broken parole and he needs to come to justice. And plus, Valjean turns out to be a better man than him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and this is something that he has a really hard time accepting, because he's a man of the law, right? He's on the right side of things.
Right.
But yet he's so mean.
Right.
He's just nasty.
Well, in addition to knowing the music very, very well known, people also know this for the spectacle of the show. This is a huge show, over 50 performers in it. So our audience is going to come in, they're going to see a huge spectacle. I mean, ALT is such a great place to host this musical. So are we going to get the big spectacle that people know of Les Mis?
Absolutely. Our set pieces are huge. I mean, they're still being constructed right now, but we've just started using them, and they're just ginormous and big, and there's big sets for small scenes, and so many people, and there's over 180 costumes alone in this show for all the people in their costume changes. It's going to be such a spectacle.
That's great.
I'm so excited.
So when does it open, Jessica?
May 23rd.
May 23rd, and it runs through?
Runs through June 15th.
Through June 15th.
Yes.
Of course, we will have links to Albuquerque Little Theater on our website at casa.com under the Style tab. You got to go get out and see the show. There are a few hundred seats in that theater, but I got a feeling it's going to be a very hot ticket, so get your tickets early.
Yes.
All right, thanks you guys. Break legs in the show.